but I'll give you a full walk around. Oh, there she goes. Dodgy aftermarket, tidy Dave. Floored it, and then there's a massive bang. I've just remembered a tunnel I used to go through. Hello everyone, welcome back. I think I'll start the video by treating you with a little cold start from this baby. Listen to that. That's the Japanese mini disc lady. Here we are, driving in the G. I'm going to show you the spec. I'm going to show you everything that's wrong with my G in this video. It's not too bad, but there are some things that need addressing. First things to say, driving this compared to the Defender, they are incomparable. And given that this costs basically the same price as some of the Defenders out there cost, I can't believe people still buy Defenders. Now, nothing wrong with Defenders, they're great cars and they're tons of fun, but the fact that this old V8 G500 is the same value as, say, a later Puma Defender does blow the mind. So far, I've done a good 400 miles, a tank of fuel, and to be fair, the fuel consumption I thought would be worse than it is. I was expecting 15 mpg UK, that's UK mpg. But I've actually been getting between 18 and 19, so I'm stoked on that. I could actually go into some details about the logic of why I bought a G500 as opposed to, say, a G350D. So the G350D here in the UK would cost me an additional 12 to 15,000 pounds more than I paid for this. That's a whole lot of petrol you could put in a V8 before you get to that same price. And a lot of the things that come in the G350D, like all the modern tech and screen and everything, I'm not really bothered about, which it just didn't make sense for me. I prefer the older vehicles, and I bet in the long run I'll have less problems with the G500 compared to a modern G350D. I am referring to the G350 Blue Tech, not the later 2016 onwards version. Anyway, we're nearly at my spot now. Time to show you around. Right then, you've seen the old girl a couple of times already now, but I'll give you a full walk around and show you what sort of specs she's got. So, since I've got her as well, I've changed the grille back to the original. So we've got original grille on a 2003 Mercedes G500. It's been upgraded with the xenon headlights. I don't think they're genuine. I think they're some dodgy Chinese copy. And then we've got the 18-inch AMG alloy wheels. These are my favourite wheels. They did come in black, but I've had them refurbed to silver. All black. It's got AMG side pipes on it, even though it's a G500. Walking around the back, it's got the newer tail lights. Not so sure on if I'll keep those or not. I do like everything when it's period correct, however there are some things that aren't period correct on this truck anyway. So you've got things that are wrong with the tail lights. It's also got the wider fender flares to accommodate for the AMG 18-inch wheels. And again, we've got the side pipes on this side as well. So there you have it. Let's take a look on the inside now. Got black leather, super plush, as these are known for. The leather feels super thick as well. Now I can go to the first problem I've had with it. So I've had to rip the screen off of this dodgy old Japanese head unit because as I was driving home, it was getting so hot. I could barely touch it. I honestly thought it was going to catch fire on the way home. Thankfully it didn't, but that thought was in my mind. Anyway, I've got an fire extinguisher in my door now, ready for when it does go up. The phone holder that's built in, they must have known back in 2003. And I've taken the ashtray out because I'm going to take this out when I fit the new stereo. The only reason I haven't taken this fascia off yet is because I need to pull this diff lock button panel out. Now in the back, I've got a few things in the back, but as you can see, pretty much mint condition for a 22-year-old car. This car's got a really unique smell to it. I actually quite like it. It's like old leather and money. Oh, it's got, because it's a 2003, it's got the slightly older headlining design, which I quite like as well, to be fair. I did forget to mention back in the front, we've got this absolute luxury compared to the Defender. Something else which is quite cool is the original Japanese G-Class manual. And while we're talking about original things, I've even got the original Mercedes-Benz first aid kit. It's pretty crazy. Let's see if I can open it up. But yeah, your German Mercedes first aid kit. Pretty wild. Ah, and while I'm in the door, that leads me on to the seat buttons. Common problem on these, often they start reversing what you put in. So if I go forwards, the seat, well, it doesn't move, but if I try and go backwards, the seat will just go forwards. I did see a video online of how to change the wire ends on these and modify the connector to an updated version, which came out in a Mercedes bulletin. So I will be trying that mod and I'll video the whole thing for you guys to see. And hopefully it'll work. If not, I might have to replace the switches, which are from a CLK, so not too much problem there. Actually, let's jump back in the back again. Heated seats in the rear. This is all the paperwork that came from Japan. And if I just move my bag out of the way, you can see like these crumbs I've put in, but the thing is absolutely immaculate. Heated seats. Oh, all the electric windows work. Haven't even looked in ashtrays are clean. Cool, might take up smoking. Missing the Mercedes badge off here. I think it's been like wrapped over. I can't really work this out. And also these are normally chrome, but this is black. So again, I don't know if it's been wrapped or painted. A bit dusty because I've been off-roading in it. In the back, got my fridge, got my power box already in here. But yeah, she's clean. Right, let's show you under the bonnet as well. Oh, there she goes. Look at that, gas strut. You don't get that on a Defender. So she's a 5 litre naturally aspirated V8 with around 300 horsepower. And as you can see, there's not a single bit of rust anywhere on this vehicle. You've got the gold wax coating that they come with from the factory, a bit of dodgy aftermarket wiring going on down here. I mean, job well done. Yeah, I don't know. Gonna have to look into that. All the vacuum pumps for the lockers and that, they work. Like I say, I need to do a power flush of the locker reservoir. But overall, hopefully you can get an idea from the video, she's absolutely mint. Big old lump. When I changed the grille, like I said, it's pretty straightforward. It's in my previous video. A couple of screws onto the light surrounds, and then a couple of bolts up here. It only came with 2. I was missing 2, so I'll probably get two more because I can't deal with that. Tidy Dave. I might as well just show you that another classic rust spot for these, given this is a 22-year-old truck. They always go on about how these back doors have rust in them, and this one's just absolutely mint. Looks like it just came out of the factory. Another job there. So back into the driver's side, I've already filled it with dirt and crumbs. Again, the seat doesn't work on this side. All the windows are working. And then a little centre cubby in here. This is a luxury compared to a Defender again. There is a way you can open just the top, but I'm not clever enough to work that out. When I first got it, the AC wasn't working. It was blowing hot out of this side and then cold out of this side. And then I turned it on. I told the missus, I was like, oh, it's great, we've got aircon. And she's like, oh, it's blowing hot. I was like, oh no, just take a minute to get cold. And then she goes, no, it's definitely hot. No. And I put my hand over here. I was like, no, it's blowing cold. And then she was like, you've got to feel it over mine. So I put it over there and it was blowing hot. So I think the actuator door had seized. However, that's fixed itself now, so that's good. Okay, now I'll just hop back in. A few things that are wrong with it that you can't see is underneath the diff lock actuator, where it sits against the axle, it's got a little bit of a leak. So I've already ordered the gasket from Mercedes-Benz. I'll fit that in a few days and I'll do the video for everyone. We did have a little experience the other day. As soon as I got it home, I got a friend around and we decided to take it off-roading. And I went up a bit where I know you can flex the suspension a lot. So I flexed it up. Obviously the vehicle couldn't go any further. So I thought, oh great, I can try all the diff lockers. So I put the center diff lock in and then it went a little bit further, great. Put the rear diff locker in. Now the red light, which is meant to illuminate, didn't come on. However, the vehicle drove forwards a little bit further. And then I was like, oh, so it's locked, but the vehicle wasn't telling me it was locked. So what happened was we continued on. I disengaged the lockers, but I wasn't sure if the rear was locked or not. So we ended up driving down the track. It's fine because we're off-road on a gravel surface. And then we went onto the road. And as I turned out, it's sort of like I felt it slip. It's like a from the front tyre. I was like, oh, damn, I think the rear diff lock's still on. So we went forwards and backwards a couple of times, but I had no way of knowing if it had been released. Anyway, drove down the road, enjoying the V8 noises, came round a roundabout and I floored it. And then there was a massive bang. And that was the rear locker disengaging or something inside the mechanism breaking. So I'm going to have a little look at diagnosing that. The first thing I need to diagnose is the red indicator light. I need that to come on when it's locked, and someone on the forum, Club G-Wagon, has already told me a way to test that. I don't feel comfortable using the lockers until that's sorted. I also need to buy one of the power bleeder things so I can bleed both front and rear lockers, because apparently if they gum up with the old fluid, that could be a cause. Yeah, and other things which are broken, the high and low, I thought was broken, because when I first got in the car, the little high-low indicator on the dash, it was just showing a blank orange square, and I thought, oh God, we've done it now. And I know those transfer case problems, if it's not just the motor or the unit, some people on the forum had an absolute nightmare with that situation. Other than that, she seems pretty mint. As I said, in terms of driving, compared to a Defender, they're not even comparable vehicles. They're so different. But overall, I'm super happy with it. I think it's an absolutely amazing piece of kit. Anyway, don't forget to stay tuned to the channel, because I will be showing all my maintenance, and as I go through this vehicle to get it top notch, I'll be trying to document it all and get as many videos out there as I can, because I know there's not a lot of G-Class content. And another big reason is when I had the Defender, after I sold it, one of my biggest regrets was not filming everything I did to it, because I did so much to that car and made it so much better than it was when I originally got it, that yeah, it's just a bit of a shame. So that's why I'm doing these videos now. So please like and subscribe, stay tuned, there's gonna be more content coming soon. Okay then guys, time to drive home, and I think as a little grand finale, you need to hear some V8 noises. So, listen to this beast. Oh my God! She's insane! Honestly, I can't believe the smile this thing puts on my face. I mean, the TD5 Map Defender is a lovely thing to drive, and it is exciting and it is fun. But this, when you put your foot down in this massive V8, it is just one hell of an experience. It's just so different to the Defender. It's unbelievable. I'm still shocked by it. The first time I took it out with my friend when we got back from Devon, I just could not stop smiling the entire time. It is insane. I would say, in terms of a driving experience compared to the Defender you can throw around. Like a Defender 90 round roundabouts and stuff, you can drive like an absolute yobbo. This, it's nice just to cruise. I really enjoy just sort of pootling around in it, and it's good to put your foot down in straight lines for that V8 noise. However, like dynamically, because this is so top heavy, even compared to a Defender 90, you do feel that weight, and you don't feel comfortable. Well, I don't feel comfortable throwing it around. You could say, oh, you've only had it a few days. However, I don't think it's ever going to be a vehicle you'd want to sort of load up around a bend and put your foot down, because it's dynamically it's pretty poor. In a straight line though, it's amazing. I've just remembered a tunnel I used to go through in the old TD5 Defender. So let's go and get it. Here we go then. We're approaching a tunnel. Let's get into manual mode. Second, first. Oh no, I think second, let's go. Right, here's the tunnel. Sunroof's open, windows open. Oh, she's filthy. Oh man, what a machine. Right, now, before I burn through too much fuel, it's time to head home, I think. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. You're gonna see all the maintenance, all the mods are gonna do to this. I need to kit out the rear bumper to tow my military trailer. It needs all basic servicing done to it. I've got all the oils to do, the diff oils, the transfer case, the engine, air filters, pollen filters, the lot. So that's all coming to the channel. Stay tuned, everybody, and I hope you had a great day.